Are the Nigerian police complicit in protecting these Fulani herders? This is a question that has been begging for answer for over 65 years. Watch this challenge with the Nigerian police in Ogoni.
We, the concerned citizens of Ogoni land, are compelled to raise our voice against the growing waves of violence and insecurity perpetrated by Fulani herdsmen within our communities. The recent attack in Yokuru, Ebubu, Sogo, Weke, which have resulted in the tragic loss of our innocent lives.
You watch that closely and then you listen to it. What this means is the Nigerian police understands that the Fulani herders are terrorizing people. Right? They know perfectly well that these elements go into people's farmlands, they go into people's ancestral land to actually eject them away. Yeah, you have it as you have on my screen there, the Ogoni youth. I mean, it is just absurd. A Fulani herdsman will leave his town, whether in Zamfara, all the way to River State. He's going to tell us that he's looking for a grassland for him to feed his cattle. Okay, all under these guys that one Nigeria, there's freedom of movement, that all states, everybody can move into each state, any state, and do as they like. I have made so many videos about this similar topic that I have said that the only solution that I know that will solve this issue, because the one Nigerian scam is only benefiting one people, just one people in this country, and those are the Hausa Fulanis, the northern oligarchs, and their full soldiers, which apparently today are the Fulani armed herders. I said yesterday, I said anybody that does anyhow in Nigeria today, you will start hearing bomb blasts, kidnapping, killing, attacks, either in his hometown, either in his village, either in his city, because these guys have penetrated all the forest across all individual states' borders. They are everywhere. I mean, look at that young man there, a youth coordinator of the Ogoni youth in River State, crying, challenging the police officer, telling him that how come you people have been told that there are elements in the bushes? These guys are perpetrating evil. They come on, intermittent intervals. They come out on intervals, maybe on a 2 to 4 days intervals. They come into the villages, they kidnap 1 or 2 women, take them back into the forest. You guys have been informed about this, but nothing has been done. You know what broke my heart? You know what actually broke my heart? The officer said, I will take this to the CP, to the Commissioner of Police. But you see these boys, these Ogoni youths that I'm looking at, when they begin to react, when they begin to lose that hope and patience that maybe the Nigerian police will come and save them, and they now take what we call the jungle justice. They are going to tag them within a snap that they are terrorists. The same scenario that played out at the same time within the Middle Belt and the Southeast. The Southeasterners rejected it. They took up their arms and tools to defend themselves. They decided to form a body of youths that will combat and counter the spread of these Fulani militias. They became to call themselves ESN. They tagged it Eastern Security Network. They started going into the bushes. They started combing the bushes. They started seeing the horse the so much spread of these people, how much they have they have been deported. These guys are now so comfortable in the bushes. And then they started interrogating them. I'm talking about the ESN here. And then we started seeing how they have been planning for years to come. And what do we see? The Nigerian army came in, disbanded the ESN, called their commanders, and of course, the initiator a terrorist. However, those that failed to do similar initiative, setting up maybe a regional security outfit, which are the middle belt, what is their story today? In just less than 2 weeks, nothing less than 300 of them were died, cold-blooded, by these same armed Fulani headers. What was the offense of these middle belters? The offense was simple. They said, don't do this particular business in our community. You cannot come into our community and say you want to bring your cows and cattle. You feed on our grass. You don't just feed on our grass. You shit on our soil. You don't just do that. You now even eat our farm produce. Your expansion into our land is solely based on what the Nigerian Constitution has provided for, which benefits you. Most of us do not want to leave our region. We are simply comfortable with where we are. You know, those that migrate, and these are not developmental migration. They are not migrating for economic prosperity, which is symbiotic. No, their own migration is parasitic. They come into your community, they feed off what they find in that your society. They actually lynch on you. These guys are lynched. They're like bed bugs. They destroy everything that they find there. If you have a plantation of corn, they eat it. They destroy it. You know, they're like locusts. When they find a plantation of cassava, they destroy it. That is on my screen there. Look at them. Cutting people's cassava. Cutting people's everything. Right? Yes, you expect that this Ogoni youth to, in perpetuity, wait for the Nigerian police. You think that they will not take a cue from the difference of actions that were taken by the groups or by the region that have initially had contact with these Fulani headmen? They have known that when you are cold, this is what you get. Your people will start getting pied. They just start getting pied, unaccounted for, unabated. And they have also learned from the other guys that the ESN, what they did, that you have to rise up, form a local militia or vigilante that will not comprise of any one of these elements. That should be pure indigenous, and go into the bush and chase all of them back to their own states. That we are not saying we are going to stop eating cows. No. However, our forests, our bushes, our farmlands, our roads, our cities will not accommodate open grazing. Yes, there's absolutely, and there's nothing wrong in we the South right into the deep of Ogoni, for us to have that collective agreement that we say no to open grazing of cattle. You can have a ranch, you can lease a land, you can lease 10 acres of land, you can lease whatever hectares of land, as much as you can financially afford, but wherein you take your cow into the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers. You take your cow into the city of Asaba. Look at that. You take your cow into the city of Owerri. That is troubling. That is entirely wrong. That is not how development is. No matter how you think we are one Nigeria, for you to have your own, what's it called now? Your own religious constitution, being enforced like a form of theocratic system in the north, that I cannot bring in my alcohol. So it is, you cannot bring in your cattle, be it Ogoni, be it Ijo, be it Iwo, be it anywhere that these guys are, or these cows or whatever are not welcome. You must adhere. The Nigerian police must stop being complicit, or stop making us think that they are complicit. Let me put it rightly. They must act accordingly. Now we can see that the Ogoni boys have warned the Nigerian police. They have not just warned, they have challenged them. They have given them an ultimatum. And while I'm still calling Asari Dokubo, right? But these are young youths that have not one single element of affiliation with the North. Asari Dokubo could compromise because we know he converted to Islam, and all of a sudden he became a prominent, should I say, ex-militant. For whatever reason why he converted, I do not know and I do not care, but that religion could be used to manipulate him. And I, in all honesty, commend those young and brave men of Ogoni. They had a long speech of warning that they read to the police. They have read the riot act to the police and the Fulani headsmen, that they must have their own state secured, that this place will not turn to Benue. This place will not turn to Plateau, whereby they can no longer live on their own terms as the Benue people. Because Benue people don't live on their terms. They live with just one eye closed. Let's listen to that full address of that young Ogoni man. And
what happened to people? Why can't you arrest those that are killing our people? Why is it that ever since Ogoni has been killed, nobody, police have not made any arrests? There have been no arrests, nobody has been arrested. We should go on dialogue with our killers, and we should go engage our killers. Why the people that killed us are living peacefully? And you know to go and engage. Sir, at this point, you are not being realistic.
I won't say more than that. I will deliver their message to the Commissioner of Police. But my SU want to chip in one or two words too.
A call for justice and protection of Ogoni land. We, the concerned citizens of Ogoni land, are compelled to raise our voice against the growing wave of violence and insecurity perpetrated by Fulani herdsmen within our communities. The recent attack in Yokuru, Ebubu, Sogo, Weke, which have resulted in the tragic loss of our innocent lives, have pushed our collective patience to its limits. This act of aggression is unacceptable, or are unacceptable. We have endured enough. Immediately, we demand the immediate, unconditional departure of all Fulani herdsmen from Ogoni land. Yes, that continual presence pose a grave threat to the peace and security of our people. Yeah. Should this be ignored? Repeat. Should this be ignored? No. And I repeat again. Should this be ignored? No. We will be left with no choice. We will be left with no option but to defend ourselves. Yes. It will be clearly stated. Any further attack on the lands of the Ogoni people will no longer be reported to the Nigerian police and the security agencies. Yes. The people of Ogoni will resort to self-help and self-defense.
Yes. It's not like the CP is avoiding you. He feels your pains. You understand? But the issue is that CP has been making frantic effort to make sure that all these problems are nipped on the bud. One, there are these herdsmen, farmers, and stakeholders town hall meeting going on in Okehi, Andoni, Axis, and so many other local governments. They are going around local government by local government, and they do this in conjunction with various sole administrators of those particular LGAs. So these are steps CP has taken in resolving some of these crises. Perhaps they might not have reached around the Ogoni axis. But if not for the fact that the area commander is now on leave, Area Commander Buri, maybe you people wouldn't have been here. He would have addressed this issue. And we are making all effort to ensure that we arrest these perpetrators today. There is operation going in at Agbonchia Forest. As I am talking to you, this operation is still against the killers in River State.
What pains me most is that these people told us that they are going to bring, after buying enough weapons, they'll bring all those that have been put in disarray, driven away from Zamfara, Katsina, Zambisa Forest, that they are all coming to locate themselves in Igbo land, that there's no security in Igbo land, that they will come there and then they will deal with us. And that the dumb man was just flippant. Maybe he took something. He said, do you know Ibadan? Lagos Expressway? We are in all the bush there. We're everywhere there. We're also in the south. So we are waiting for the slightest signal. We will finish you people and take over this land. So they claim that Nigeria belongs to Fulani. They said it. That is why we are afraid of, I've been talking about this open grazing and this Roga. Yeah. They have a plan. They have a plan. And I accuse the soldiers who are not non-Christians. Some of them are Fulani. They are part of it. Because they are shooting these men. When our people wanted to comb the bush, the soldiers said, if you move a step, we'll finish you. Don't go there. So they know where the boys are, they know the location, and what they do is in the daytime they use their cow to confuse people. Then after some time the cows will go to rest and they take their gun and do the operation of kidnapping. Government should act decisively. They should act decisively, otherwise what is happening in the northern part of the country will be a child's play to what will happen here. So government should sit up, because the primary purpose of government is to secure life and property. Yeah. Any government that has failed in that has failed woefully. And Nigeria is on a reverse gear. We are nosediving. We are nosediving. We don't have security. All the bush we went around, no soldier, no police, nothing. The people, were having a field there. And where they released us was, if they kidnap people along the Isukwato, they will parade them round, and there, when they pay ransom, they are released from that particular spot. Those they arrest, they kidnap along the Enugu Expressway, Log Banta, they bring them. Eventually, they bring them there to collect ransom. Those they kidnap along anywhere in the south, around the southwest. So they know that they are there. And I guess that when I said to the